Hello, everybody. Nick Hobbs here for Sky Sports for a little bit of UFC chat. And I am delighted to say we are joined by a man who is always a pleasure to hear from, Ian Machado Garry, from out in. Have you arrived in Boston yet, Ian?
Yes, sir. We arrived in Boston on Monday night. We've been here for a while, and we're just getting excited, feeling the energy, feeling the buzz of Boston. It feels good to be here. It's very, very close to home. It feels like Dublin. I'm hearing a lot of Irish accents walking around, so I miss home. I'm excited to go home after this fight, but this is just a little teaser of what it's going to be like to go back to Ireland.
First time in Boston, or
First time in Boston, yes, sir.
how are you getting on with the accent? Because that is
I'm
an
wondering, are
absolute
they going to
beauty,
paint the
isn't
river
it?
green for me? They do it for St. Patrick. Why can't they do it for me?
Just got to
Ian
last
Garry's
nicely,
arrived.
right?
Paint the river green. They do it on Paddy's Day.
I don't know. Make a big impression on Saturday night. Maybe next time you turn up, the whole city
Maybe
will
I'll
be
just do
green,
it
huh?
myself. Maybe that'll be my pizza and cannibalics prank this time. I'll just paint the river green myself.
Get banned from the city for life. They'll never see you
Oh
again.
no, I won't. I won't personally do it. I'll just
Of
have
course you
someone
won't.
else do it because then I can't be the one to blame.
There you go. We don't have long, but I do want to ask you for just a quick little story time because I know you spent the last couple of months in Brazil.
Yeah,
You've documented it. It's been fantastic watching the journey. Just when you
thank you.
think back, what's the sort of top memory you've got from your time in Brazil that you think is going to last with you for years to come?
There's no argument. There's one that stands above everything. Going to see Christ the Redeemer.
Wow.
Climbing the seven. There's a you can get it like a bus up, which is what 99% of people do, or you can do a 7 kilometer incline walk. And that honestly was just incredible. And it makes you think because it was a 3 hour walk, with the whole team. And it makes you appreciate the journey. And for me, it was very exciting because it can link to a lot in life. It makes you appreciate where you started, how the journey was, and then you look at where you ended up. And it links to so many things in life, and to anyone in life, they can connect it to whatever they want. But it just shows you that the journey is nearly just as beautiful as the end result. And when we got to the top, the energy from just Christ the Redeemer stood there just in pure beauty. You just stand there in awe of how beautiful and magnificent that statue is.
Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. I want to do something with you that I haven't actually done before when interviewing a fighter, because usually, it's my job. I see a headline. It's my job to read the article, to find out the story behind behind the headline. But I saw a good headline from you this morning. I thought, you know what? Why don't I leave the detail? Let him explain it for himself. So I saw the headline this morning. Ian Garry, quotations, I'm carrying UFC 292. Tell us what you meant by that one, Ian. Because it's a cracking card, isn't it? It's a cracker. It's a cracking card, right? We got title fights. We got Chito Vera's there. Chris Weidman's there. There's some popular guys on the card, but you're the man who's carrying it. So explain yourself, Ian Garry.
Who in their right mind is waking up at 5 a.m. in Europe, or the rest of the world for that matter, to watch Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley?
There'll be people.
They're no one. Europe, they're staying up to watch me.
Yeah.
Right? Europe are staying up to watch me. 5 a.m. in the morning, you're watching your fight. Yeah.
Knew you weren't going to back down on that.
No way. You think I'm going to back down? Mate, I've got two nations behind me. I've got Ireland that are absolutely 110% behind me. I've got Brazil. After my time in Brazil, the Brazilian, whole Brazilian MMA community is behind me now. Who in their right mind is waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning in Europe, or the rest of the world for that matter, to watch Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley? No, but they're staying up to watch me.
Love it, man. Love it. Look, let's talk quickly about your opponent, Neil Magny, stepping in to replace Jeff Neal. Neil Magny has got a hell of a list of records in his career. I was looking them up. 21
All
wins,
decisions.
the most in welterweight history. He spent
30
the most
fights in
time in the
welterweight.
cage, the most in welterweight history. He spent like over 6 hours in the cage. He's got the most decision wins in UFC history. I mean, you're fighting, you know, this guy's a bit of a legend, right?
What a boring stat to have. Imagine if that's the stat you pull out when you've had 30 fights in the UFC. You've got the most decision wins in UFC history. How does that make you feel? Makes me feel like you're a bore bag and that you just try grind out fights and you can't finish the fight. Neil Magny is as game comes, and I will give him credit where credit's due. Neil has been ranked in the top 15 since before I was an amateur, mate. I'm almost positive on that, right? The guy has had 30 fights in the UFC, and he's never, ever, ever warranted or generated anywhere near as much hype as I have. Nobody has ever spoke about, no one has ever uttered the words, Neil Magny is a future champion. Because he has a ceiling. His ceiling is the gatekeeper. And I'm going to absolutely annihilate that gatekeeper and show the world how good I am. And he is a perfect example of what I can do to the rest of the division.
Why is he stylistically a perfect fighter for you to kind of prove how good you are?
He's not.
Right, okay.
He's not. He's just a body. He's just been around that division for God knows how long. He's a veteran of the sport. He isn't the perfect example. I'm just going to show him that it doesn't matter who, where, or how, I'll get it done, and I'll do it in phenomenal fashion.
So if you blow through the gatekeeper, there's nothing else to do but start mixing it when you blow through the gatekeeper, there's nothing else to do but fight the contenders, right? You're going to keep chipping away at the top 10, or are you going to dive in?
I was scheduled to fight number 8 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was scheduled to fight Jeff Neal. The Boston fans, I'm upset for the Boston fans because of the finish that I was going to do on Jeff Neal. I had planned some absolute filth to land on that man's face, right? But now I've had to change it. Now I've got to do it against a different body, against a different skill set, against a different long, rangy, awkward opponent. And I'm still going to go out there and do it. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's number 15 in the world, number 1 in the world. I'm going to go out there and show why I am the future. And why I have generated all this hype, all this excitement. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to finish Neil Magny. And then I'll call my shot. I want to fight in December in Vegas. And then I'm going to bring the UFC back to Dublin.
How big's the shot? How for December? What are we talking here? We're looking towards top 5. We thinking about those guys? Or?
No, I'm not rushing. No. This will be number 15 and number 11 that I've taken out in the top 15. I need to fight 2 guys between 10 and 5. That's my goal. And then I'll fight 2 guys between 5 and 1. I'm not rushing this. I have no need to rush. As you said it earlier on, I'm 25. I'm 25. I have absolutely no rush to get to that title. What I want to do is develop the absolute best skill set I possibly can so that when I get that belt, nobody's touching me.
When we look right to the top, we haven't got long to go, so I'm just going to finish with this, if you don't mind. When you look to the top of this welterweight division, we got Leon Edwards up there. We believe he's going to be fighting Colby Covington next. How do you see it going?
Leon Edwards absolutely annihilates Colby Covington.
Wow.
Colby Covington, like, he gets so much credit for losing. I'm telling you now, Colby Covington is not what people make him out to be. And Leon Edwards is going to just dispose of him in that octagon.
Right on.
And then I'll fight him and I'll show it again. I'll do it a different way. I'll show him.
Right on cue. My internet connection busted out on the final answer. Ian, the energy is right. I can tell you're excited about this week, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do on Saturday night. Enjoy the rest of your time in Boston, and we look forward to the show, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Have a great day.